Alfred Hitchcock is probably one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. He is kind of like the Beatles of cinema.
It appears that not much is happening with the Hitchcock film.
I don't feel I have a style, but Hitchcock had a style, and
What is suspense as defined by Hitchcock is letting the audience in on what is likely about to happen before the characters in the scene know it's going to happen.
So yeah, you should watch his films. And I think we should establish an order in which you could watch them and, become a great fan. Of course, we're not gonna cover all of his films because the old man made like 53 films in all his years. That's crazy. But we're gonna cover the quintessential films by Hitchcock, and hopefully by the end of this video you're gonna be a great Hitchcock head. I think that's right. Let's get into it with a really easy watch, even for someone who's been mostly watching action flicks. In this picture, you're gonna find a lot of what made Hitchcock one of the greats. First off, Cary Grant, who is great, and Hitchcock was known for using all these high-level movie stars, but it's not about him, even though he's great. It's about his character. He's attractive, intelligent, highly intelligent, elegant, but overall, he's a regular guy.
I'm an advertising man, not a red herring. I've got a job, a secretary, a mother, 2 ex-wives, and several bartenders dependent upon me.
Hitchcock believed that a great way to make your audience sympathize with a character was to basically make him just a regular person getting into a not regular at all situation. In this film, you're gonna see that in a great spy thriller plot, it's kind of messy. It's a great film. Very entertaining, full of action, drama, suspense. Hitchcock was the master of suspense, as you know. And also, this was a great inspiration for those James Bond films. You might have heard of them.
Bond. James Bond.
Vertigo is often regarded as one of the greatest films to ever exist. One of the 3 greatest films ever.
I think that of Hitchcock's, that is one of his greatest, if not his best.
The film, as pretty much all of the films on this list, works a lot with suspense. But in this particular film, Hitchcock works with one of his greatest fixations, which is obsession. Also, from a visual standpoint, this was kind of groundbreaking. From its opening sequence to a quite trippy dream scene. Hitchcock was really innovating here with his use of colors and other things that were yet to explore in cinema by the time, and still they are yet to explore. Everything is always in a constant evolution, and
You eat like a bird.
You know, of course.
No, not really.
Psycho is probably his most iconic film. Certainly one of the most iconic films of all time, especially with that one shower scene. Its depiction of madness and psychosis really changed society's perspective on the matter and cinema's perspective on the matter. You can see in this film the transition of the fear of monsters and supernatural creatures in the 30s with those Warner movies. I think it was Warner, right? It was Warner. To the fear of the guy standing next to you, in the theater. The fear of other people that America and the whole world had over the 70s and 60s, awful time to be alive. Great music though. This is the film in which I understood why people regarded Hitchcock as the master of suspense. because, well, he is. This film has a lot of what makes the structure of a basic Hitchcock film, you know, the ordinary man, the love interest, you know, all that. But the thing here is it all takes place in one apartment and what you can see from its rear window. And just with those things, Hitchcock makes one hell of a ride. This is my favorite Hitchcock probably, and I will say, if you don't feel intimidated by the one location thing and everything, I would seriously suggest you start with this one. Trust me, it will have you biting your nails. And if not, well, you will be intrigued. Yeah, this is one of his most iconic films, but the reason I put it so late in the list is because I think you should not start with a film that manages your expectations this way. It could be a little confusing, it could, make you walk away from Hitchcock films, but believe me, if you watch it after the previously mentioned films, you are gonna love it. And even if you don't watch the others, you're gonna love it too. It's really an amazing film. I'm not gonna say anything else about the movie. Just go and watch it.
Are you crazy? I hope so. With all my heart, I hope I'm crazy. Rupert, this has nothing to do with you. It got to. Don't. Rupert. Got to look inside that chest. All right. Go ahead and look.
Okay, if you were surprised by the one location thing in Rear Window, I gotta tell you, in this film, Hitchcock makes not only one location, it's all in one shot. Although Hitchcock, years later in Hitchcock Truffaut, great book, said that it was kind of a thing that he regretted doing this film in one shot and everything because it felt it like dumb, teenage-like, youthful experiment that did not go with the older Hitchcock that gave these interviews. Anyway, I feel like he was wrong there because this is one of the greatest pieces of experimentation he ever made. No, it's the biggest piece of experimentation he ever made. You know, it's all one shot, only dialogue. I mean, not only dialogue. Hitchcock was a great fan of show, don't tell. But it's amazing to see him break it here because you can see that he can go all that distance and still make a great film and still have you biting your nails. Even with one shot and just dialogue, given that he is the master of, how the words are just decoration. So, I really suggest you watch this. It's a great film. I love Hitchcock. What can I say, man? If you watch those films in order, I hope you're a great Hitchcock fan by now and you can, go watch his other films or, read his books. That's all for today and see you on the next one. Watch movies, watch Hitchcock, watch, whatever else we're suggesting you to watch on this channel.